Hello everybody. I'm going to try something that I haven't really been very good at, but I'm going to try and start a video, do a couple of clips talking about an idea and make it flow, have a beginning and an end. And what I wanted to do is, you can see behind me the wood chip walking path. It circles around that way. You can see that. Yeah, whatever. I'll turn the camera around so you can see, but what I wanted to do is take a bunch of white clover seed. It's just standard clover. It gets about 4 inches tall, roughly. But no, I wanted to sow all that in that way, because you can see already that I've creeping Charlie that's creeping in, grasses and things like that will be seeding. And I don't want grasses, I want clover in there. That keeps it lower. I can walk on it, and it's better for me to sow what I want into there. That way I get to choose versus just letting it just stay as it is, because eventually, probably by the end of the summer, a lot more weeds will be poking through. And as we walk around, you'll see where some has. There's even a couple of trees that have seeded in there from my... And here I wanted to show you the difference between the white clover and the crimson clover. So these two are crimson clover. And then right here, I have two of the white clover. The white clover tops out at that height, where the red clover, you can see one blowing there, can get about 3 inches taller. And that's just the two clover seeds that I have. We'll show you the bags and the product that I have. And for areas that are a little bit wilder, where I want to spread wildflower seeds, like I have against this walkway here, and I'm going to do in a couple other areas. For the places that I don't want to mow and I probably won't walk, I'll put the crimson clover, because it comes in a much larger bag for the same price. But the white clover that I want the whole area to stay short as a pathway, that's where I'll use the white clover. And a side note on these poppies, for the last 3 weeks, we have been taking the heads of these off. See, in this one, the seeds are, a lot of the seeds have already dropped. And this one, they've changed color. So those are all seeds. And what they're doing is they're just dropping it down here on the sidewalk. So we've actually been taking these seeds over here, the seeds that are actually fully mature. We've been just taking the head off and just sprinkling them. Sprinkling around wherever you want to do. Not being too, I don't know, technical or specific about it, but we just take the heads and spray it where we want. Spread it where we want more of these poppies, so we put that out in the yard in a couple of different places. And these, this was just cleared yesterday, and overnight they all pop back up again. So these are all this is one that will be flowering probably tonight. This is one that we left and it died just naturally. Then all these other flowers are flowers that were in those, wildflower, perennial, annual flower mixes. So this area is pretty full. Got a friendly maple tree, whatever that flower is going to be. And then this had those yellow, real small yellow flowers, or kind of a bramble. We actually cut those out and put those in another area to spread the seeds. And we have a couple of, I don't know if those are strawberry. Yeah, there's strawberries in there. Just have always been. Another tree, and then these flowers here. And it's continuously changed, so we'll see how well it keeps flowering throughout the year. It's just interesting to watch. All I did was just grab and these are the 2 bags of clover seed that I have. Let's see, it's outsidepride.com. I actually got these through Amazon. I don't remember the price, probably 15 bucks a bag. This is the white clover, white Dutch clover. You can see that. If it ever zooms in, white Dutch clover. Well, I guess it doesn't want to focus, but this is the white Dutch clover. And what's the weight? We have 5 pounds, and then this is 10 pounds, and this is the red. So the seed size is a lot different. The red clover, crimson clover, is probably 4 times the size, and those get taller, as I showed. And they're fine. I mean, if you had red clover and you just wanted to spread it around in your grass area to make more of a polyculture so it doesn't all dry out, because all you have is Kentucky bluegrass. Which Kentucky bluegrass, by the way, I don't have a picture here, but if you ever buy a book about roots, you'll see that Kentucky bluegrass has like 2 inches of roots, where clover probably has about 6 inches of roots, and some of these other, I mean, there's a lot of grasses that have 2-3 feet of roots, but a lot of the grasses that are in these grass mixes, the reason why you have to reseed every year and fertilize every year is because they don't ever develop any root systems, because we cut it before it can develop those root systems, and they already have shallow root systems anyways. So just like anything else, especially in permaculture or anything agricultural, if you have to constantly replace or do the same task over and over again, and that goes for watering, then you're doing something wrong. For example, I was worried, here I want to show you these garden beds. So I was really worried about, it's been like 4 days since it's rained, all my stuff's going to dry out, and I was moving the wood chips to check the soil, and I was like, well, it's still pretty damp, and I was starting to get worried about all the asparagus that I'd planted, this and that. And then last night it rained an inch or two, and the asparagus is ferning out, and the sunchokes have grown another 3 inches. And yeah, I mean, if you set these things up right, you have ground cover, everything will stay moist as long as you want, especially in Indiana here where I am. And another way to do that is if we add the right plants to like that walkway which we're going to do with this clover, we'll have more of the plants that we want that are sending down deep roots, which are holding in the water. So anything that I plant either in that pathway, I mean, it's a pathway right now, but it could always convert into a planting bed, and I'll just move the walking path to the left or right, whichever way I want to go. But to make sure, for one, that I don't get weeds that I don't, plants growing that I don't want, I'll plant what I do want, and that leaves me open for the options later to change it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to put this, I'll probably just put a mix of half red and half, well, no, for this walkway I'm just going to use the white clover. That way, because I never plan on, at least for this year, I don't plan on mowing this area. I just want to have a nice lush walkway. Here I am with my, about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, half of that 5 pound bag of white clover seeds. I've seen some where they'll grab a whole bunch of seeds, they'll mix it in with clay, etc., to get it to spread out more. I'm just going to simply go like that. Nothing too, hopefully I wasn't too shaky, but hopefully you can see there's just seeds everywhere. Typically you'd want to plant anything like this in the evening, preferably before rain, or I could come through here and just water all this in, because of the amount of seeds that I have, and I'm kind of on a roll here. I'm just going to do it now. It's around noon, And I'm just gonna walk around, throw a whole bunch of this seed around, and we're gonna go sow this whole area. I'm gonna focus on doing the wood chips first, the wood chipped areas. Down here next to, this is where I have the hascat bushes, the goji berries, and then down there to the right is all my asparagus, which I'll show you. Yesterday all of these were popped up. We had taken the very tops off of a couple of them. Like you can see this one, I took the very top off of that. But all these side shoots were not there yesterday. Yeah, we took tops off a couple of these. They looked like that before. Just this single. I'm just gonna eat that. But what I'm trying to do is harvest it somewhat so it can keep processing, like trying to grow larger. I don't want to cut them down too much because the roots are they're pretty immature right now, but it's pretty early in the year. We'll just kind of prune them or eat them, top them a little bit, and then in a couple of weeks we'll just let them fern out, get the root system as big as it can, and get as much photosynthesis done as possible. And then probably around February, around here, I'll start seeing these poking up through the snow. I'll have some snacks. And you can see some of the, well, here's all the black mulberries. I stopped planting those because I planted a few, but there's so many that fall down that it's not really worth it. Now some of these branches I can get to, and I can get the fruit off of them. But you can see how many have already fallen. But yeah, it's just laden with them. It's pretty cool. They taste pretty good. Might have to come out a little later and with a bowl and collect a whole bunch of these up. But yeah, this whole tree is, yeah, you probably won't be able to see it, but it's just completely loaded. And it's kind of nice with these mulberries that they progressively will ripen for about 2 months or so. So if you can see there's 2 black ones that are ripe, and then there's a couple that are yellowed out. So I can pop those off, and then maybe tomorrow, next couple days, grab a couple of these, and then a couple of those will be ready. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. They taste good, just pulled straight off of the tree. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get to throwing some seeds around, and then I'll probably grab another bowl of that red stuff and just. All right, the white clover is all gone, all 5 pounds. And I've down here, I've focused on putting them here, all the way down, and to the right. And then I just randomly threw more seeds all around. There's where I planted a bunch of vegetables. You can probably tell where most of it is. And then here's mostly those Jerusalem artichokes or sunchokes. Put more of the white clover on the sides, on the edges. And I think I'm going to fill up. This will hold about 5 pounds of those seeds. So I'm going to fill this up. And I think I'm just going to randomly spread it probably around here where it's all grass. Probably up in front of by the house there, where that Monarch Way Station butterfly sign is. I'll just walk over there real quick and show you where I'm going to spread. And also, for the sheet mulching, we did a better job of sheet mulching this area than over by the row of berry bushes where it's pretty much really just getting overgrown. So that's right there's the first one that I did, this right here. And a lot of it's creeping Charlie, which is fine. but there are a lot of grasses, and it's really hard to tell that is a path. But all this other stuff was sheet mulched better, and a couple months later, you can tell there's still lilies that are popping in. I mean, there's whatever that plant is, there's trees and all sorts of stuff coming up. So if right in the center there, that's the edge of the cardboard, it's already creeped over quite a bit. So if we can get all that growing with what we want, it'll create more of a barrier than anything. We can do that with comfrey and other plants, but this whole area, since I have the asparagus growing here, I might end up pushing this walkway over to the left. Like this whole thing will come out, come over to this side, to right here, and go around. So that might be the new walkway, so I need to start planning that out with the ground cover that I want to walk on. As this grass grows too fast, and it's only one plant. I want multiple plants, as many plants as possible. So and that'll be the same for, and I might use the red clover to do these other, these other pathways. I don't know, I'm still waiting. The one thing that's kind of holding me off on doing anything that isn't already mulched is my appeal for the city still hasn't come back. So I don't want to go planting a bunch of stuff into the grass areas and then just to have them forcefully cut everything down. I don't think they will, but I still don't want to risk it. So I think spreading those white clover seeds is enough for today. I'll cut this video, and that way I'll be able to post a video that had an actual start and a finish, and covered a topic, and hopefully my next videos will be more like that, but we'll see. All right, thanks for watching. All right, bye.